In the 2002 National Electrical Code, specifically Section 210.23 ATWO, the first sentence addresses load limitations on branch circuits. This section states that the load of branch circuits supplying fixed equipment, excluding luminaires, appliances, or motors, should not exceed 50% of the branch circuit ampere rating when lighting units, receptacles, or both are also supplied. The key here is the parenthetical phrase, which denotes an exception. The 50% limitation does not apply to branch circuits supplying fixed equipment other than luminaires if the circuit also supplies lighting units, receptacles, or a combination of both. This exception exists because lighting units, appliances, and motors generally are not considered continuous loads. Therefore, they do not necessitate the same level of circuit protection as fixed equipment. A continuous load is defined as a load where the maximum current is expected to continue for 3 hours or more. The National Electrical Code mandates that overcurrent devices and circuit conductors be rated for 125% of the continuous load, plus the non-continuous load. This requirement ensures that the circuit can safely handle the sustained current draw without overheating or tripping the breaker. The 50% limitation on fixed equipment is designed to prevent overloading of the branch circuit. Fixed equipment, such as heaters or large appliances, often draws a significant amount of current for extended periods. Without this limitation, the circuit could be overloaded, leading to potential fire hazards or equipment damage. When the circuit also supplies lighting units or receptacles, the overall load is typically more diverse and less likely to be continuously high. Lighting units, especially modern energy-efficient ones, usually draw relatively little current. Receptacles may be used for a variety of devices, but it is unlikely that all of these devices will be operating simultaneously at the maximum current draw for an extended period. The presence of these non-continuous loads reduces the risk of overloading the circuit, and therefore the 50% limitation is not required. Consider a 20-amp branch circuit supplying fixed equipment. If the circuit only supplies fixed equipment, the total load of the fixed equipment cannot exceed 10 amps, which is 50% of the 20-amp rating. However, if the same 20-amp circuit also supplies lighting units or receptacles, the fixed equipment load can exceed 10 amps as long as the total load on the circuit does not exceed 20 amps. To accurately determine the load on a branch circuit, it is important to follow the load calculation procedures outlined in the National Electrical Code. These procedures take into account the type of load, the voltage, and the power factor. The total load is the sum of all the individual loads in the circuit. If the total load exceeds the branch circuit's ampere rating, the circuit is overloaded and needs to be corrected. This may involve reducing the load, increasing the size of the branch circuit conductors, or adding additional branch circuits. When calculating the load on a branch circuit supplying both fixed equipment and other types of loads, it is essential to differentiate between continuous and non-continuous loads. Continuous loads must be multiplied by 125% to determine the minimum required ampacity of the circuit conductors and overcurrent protection device. Non-continuous loads are added to the result to obtain the total load. The National Electrical Code provides detailed tables and examples to guide the load calculation process. These resources can help to ensure that branch circuits are properly sized and protected, minimizing the risk of electrical hazards. Additionally, it is important to consider voltage drop when sizing branch circuit conductors. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage that occurs along the length of a conductor due to its resistance. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The National Electrical Code recommends limiting voltage drop to 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders. To minimize voltage drop, it may be necessary to increase the size of the conductors. The selection of appropriate wiring methods is another critical aspect of branch circuit design. The National Electrical Code specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for different applications. These wiring methods include rigid metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, non-metallic conduit, cable trays, and various types of cable. The choice of wiring method depends on factors such as the environment, the voltage, and the current. Proper grounding is essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a low-impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the overcurrent protection device and energizing the circuit. The National Electrical Code requires that all electrical equipment be properly grounded. This includes grounding the metal enclosures of equipment, as well as grounding the neutral conductor of the electrical system. Grounding electrodes, such as ground rods or ground plates, are used to connect the electrical system to the earth. These electrodes provide a path for fault current to dissipate into the ground. Regular inspection and testing of branch circuits are necessary to ensure their continued safety and reliability. Inspection should be performed by qualified electrical professionals. Testing should include checking the insulation resistance of conductors, verifying the proper operation of overcurrent protection devices, and testing the grounding system. Any identified problems should be promptly corrected to prevent electrical hazards. It is also important to be aware of any changes to the National Electrical Code. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years, and these updates may include revisions to the requirements for branch circuits. Staying current with the latest edition of the National Electrical Code is essential for electrical professionals. The National Electrical Code Section 210.23 ATWO aims to prevent overloading, ensure safety, and allow for flexibility in circuit design where lighting and receptacles are included. Understanding the nuances of this section helps ensure proper electrical installations. The distinction between continuous and non-continuous loads is paramount in determining the appropriate circuit protection. The 125% factor applied to continuous loads accounts for the sustained current draw, mitigating the risk of overheating and potential hazards. In practical applications, this means that if a circuit is expected to carry a continuous load of 10 amps, the circuit conductors and overcurrent protection device must be rated for at least 12.5 amps. This additional capacity provides a margin of safety, ensuring that the circuit can handle the sustained current without exceeding its rated capacity. Furthermore, the National Electrical Code outlines specific requirements for the installation of overcurrent protection devices. These devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to interrupt the flow of current in the event of an overload or short circuit. The selection of the appropriate overcurrent protection device is crucial for protecting the circuit conductors and equipment from damage. The National Electrical Code specifies the maximum allowable overcurrent protection device rating for different conductor sizes and types. These requirements are based on the ampacity of the conductors, which is the maximum current that the conductors can safely carry. In addition to overcurrent protection, ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are often required in branch circuits, especially in areas where there is a risk of electric shock. GFCIs are designed to detect ground faults, which occur when current leaks from the circuit to ground. GFCIs quickly interrupt the flow of current in the event of a ground fault, preventing electric shock. The National Electrical Code specifies the locations where GFCIs are required, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. The use of appropriate wiring methods is also essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of branch circuits. The National Electrical Code specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for different applications, taking into account factors such as the environment, the voltage, and the current. For example, in wet locations, such as bathrooms and outdoor areas, wiring methods that are resistant to moisture and corrosion are required. In areas where the wiring is exposed to physical damage, such as industrial settings, wiring methods that are mechanically robust are required. Proper grounding is another critical aspect of branch circuit design. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping the overcurrent protection device and energizing the circuit. This helps to prevent electric shock and equipment damage. The National Electrical Code requires that all electrical equipment be properly grounded, including the metal enclosures of equipment and the neutral conductor of the electrical system. Regular inspection and testing of branch circuits are essential for ensuring their continued safety and reliability. Inspections should be performed by qualified electrical professionals who can identify potential problems such as damaged wiring, loose connections, and overloaded circuits. Testing should include checking the insulation resistance of conductors, verifying the proper operation of overcurrent protection devices, and testing the grounding system. Any identified problems should be promptly corrected to prevent electrical hazards. Staying current with the latest edition of the National Electrical Code is crucial for electrical professionals. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years, and these updates may include revisions to the requirements for branch circuits. Electrical professionals should familiarize themselves with these updates to ensure that their work complies with the latest safety standards. In summary, Section 210.23 At-2 of the National Electrical Code provides guidance on load limitations for branch circuits supplying fixed equipment. The exception for circuits also supplying lighting units and receptacles allows for flexibility in circuit design, while ensuring that the circuit is adequately protected. By following the load calculation procedures outlined in the National Electrical Code, and by using appropriate wiring methods, overcurrent protection devices, and grounding techniques, electrical professionals can ensure the safety and reliability of branch circuits. The importance of continuous load calculations cannot be overstated. Electrical systems are designed to operate safely and efficiently within specific parameters. When continuous loads are not properly accounted for, the risk of overloading the system increases significantly. Overloading can lead to a variety of problems, including overheating of conductors, premature failure of equipment, and even fires. To prevent these problems, the National Electrical Code requires that continuous loads be multiplied by 125% when calculating the required ampacity of circuit conductors and overcurrent protection devices. This ensures that the circuit has sufficient capacity to handle the sustained current draw of the continuous load without exceeding its rated limits. Consider a scenario where a branch circuit is supplying a continuous load of 15 amps. According to the National Electrical Code, the circuit conductors and overcurrent protection device must be rated for at least 18.75 amps, which is 15 amps multiplied by 1.25. In practice, this means that the circuit would typically be wired with 12 American wire gauge copper conductors, which have an ampacity of 20 amps and protected by a 20 amp circuit breaker. This provides a sufficient margin of safety to handle the continuous load without overloading the circuit. In addition to continuous loads, it is also important to consider the impact of non-continuous loads on the overall load calculation. Non-continuous loads are loads that are not expected to operate continuously for 3 hours or more. These loads can include lighting fixtures, receptacles, and small appliances. The National Electrical Code requires that non-continuous loads be added to the continuous load after the continuous load has been multiplied by 125%. This ensures that the circuit has sufficient capacity to handle both the continuous and non-continuous loads. Consider a scenario where a branch circuit is supplying a continuous load of 10 amps and a non-continuous load of 5 amps. According to the National Electrical Code, the required ampacity of the circuit conductors and overcurrent protection device is calculated as follows. First, the continuous load is multiplied by 125%, which results in 12.5 amps. Then, the non-continuous load of 5 amps is added to this value, resulting in a total required ampacity of 17.5 amps. In practice, this means that the circuit would typically be wired with 14 American wire gauge copper conductors, which have an ampacity of 15 amps, or 12 American wire gauge copper conductors, which have an ampacity of 20 amps, and protected by a 20 amp circuit breaker. Again, this provides a sufficient margin of safety to handle both the continuous and non-continuous loads without overloading the circuit. The National Electrical Code also provides specific requirements for the installation of receptacles on branch circuits. These requirements are designed to ensure that receptacles are properly installed and protected, and that they are capable of safely supplying power to the devices that are plugged into them. One of the key requirements is that receptacles must be securely mounted in boxes or other enclosures that are designed to protect them from physical damage. The boxes or enclosures must also be properly grounded to provide a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source. In addition, the National Electrical Code specifies the maximum number of receptacles that can be installed on a single branch circuit. This limit is based on the ampacity of the circuit and the expected load of the devices that will be plugged into the receptacles. The goal is to prevent overloading of the circuit and to ensure that the receptacles are capable of safely supplying power to all of the connected devices. The National Electrical Code also provides specific requirements for the installation of lighting fixtures on branch circuits. These requirements are designed to ensure that lighting fixtures are properly installed and protected, and that they are capable of safely providing illumination. One of the key requirements is that lighting fixtures must be securely mounted to the building structure and that they must be properly grounded. The National Electrical Code also specifies the types of wiring methods that are permitted for connecting lighting fixtures to branch circuits. These wiring methods must be suitable for the environment in which the lighting fixtures are installed and must be capable of safely carrying the current required by the lighting fixtures.